tour tennis this week, we report from the US Open and one of the greatest finals of the year.
There's an evening of glamour as the tour honours its own at the annual awards gala.
And we profile a great champion.
Did you ever think you'd be the best in the world?
Obviously I did, yeah. I was convinced. I didn't think so. I knew it.
It's getting towards the end of summer, and under the ever-changing spectacular skyline, New Yorkers return from their holidays, and in the city that never sleeps, there's action on the streets. And in late August, there's action at Flushing Meadow, the home of the WTA, and the final Grand Slam of the year. In the vast cavern of centre court, who would be crowned champion? Conchita Martinez, Wimbledon winner this year? Arantxa Sanchez Vicario, a runner-up here in '92. Mary Pierce, the losing finalist in Paris. And the young American Lindsay Davenport had also been attracting a lot of attention. It was Steffi Graf's performance that was in doubt, after a disappointing summer had encouraged her opponents.
She was playing really unbelievable tennis in the beginning of the year. You know, and the players knew that it would slow down a little bit maybe, but definitely the more the players keep beating her, the better, more confident we get. And, you know, Mary Pierce really played well at the French and really beat her pretty bad, and then and she loses first round at Wimbledon. So I think, yeah, we do have some more confidence.
Steffi had seemed unbeatable back in January. What had happened to her game?
I think there's also been a slight lack of desire recently with Steffi. She played so much and was playing so well at the beginning of this year that she didn't lose a set until Lipton, and there was no competition out there. I mean, she just annihilated Arantxa Sanchez Vicario at the Australian Open, and so I think she got bored.
Reaching the final of the Canadian Open, Steffi seemed back to form. But a recurring back injury put paid to her chances of victory. How did Graf feel about the summer?
Obviously it hasn't been great, but the Wimbledon in Paris, I mean, I couldn't do much about it, and it's just happened, and just put it behind pretty quickly. The thing I wanted to have, just have some time for myself, and so I just went to the States for a week, and I didn't play for about 3 weeks. I just took some time to do things that I enjoy doing, and just got away from tennis, basically.
So does she still have the desire to win?
There's no doubt about it. I think it shows if you play Montreal with a back like that and do everything. I think it shows that you still like to be around.
And it's her mental toughness which is her greatest strength and makes her so hard to beat.
I think that mentally that Steffi Graf is probably one of the strongest players out there, and that she's as strong as nails. You know, nobody's going to get to her unless she wants to open the door and let them get to her.
And so to the US Open final. Arantxa Sanchez Vicario is in her second Grand Slam final of the year. Could she add the US trophy to the French? Steffi, despite the disappointment in Paris and London, had got through each round to the final in 2 sets. In the first set, Steffi dominated the match, taking command from the baseline. Applause from Heidi Graf for her daughter's winning forehand. Set saw a change of tactics from Arantxa and a change of fortune, with successful winning shots at the net. Steffi also ventured forward, but Arantxa took a lesson out of her compatriot's notebook with one of those Conchita Martinez winning cross-court backhands. At 4-3, Steffi seemingly in a commanding position, powers a forehand that certainly pleases her coach Heinz Gundhardt. With both players moving so well in the second set, there was no sign of Steffi's injury. But when she lunged to a backhand, suddenly that stretch suggested there might be cause for concern. Would Arantxa attempt to profit from Steffi's problem? She certainly attacked Steffi on the serve. Arantxa is not noted for her net play, but her courage has brought success on many occasions. That winning backhand volley certainly pleased her mother. Arantxa went on to win the second set in the tiebreak, 7-3. Set, both girls broke each other's service. Steffi apparently casting aside her injury. It was still anybody's match. Final set, Arantxa had broken Steffi to lead 5-4. Steffi proves that her forehand is still a force to be reckoned with, but it was match point against her. Third set, 5-4 deuce, still a highly competitive match. Steffi and Arantxa battling with total court play. But now Arantxa has yet another match point. Joy for Arantxa as Steffi's backhand return goes long. For Arantxa, a second Grand Slam. Now the US Open to add to her French title. And it's not only the family who will be pleased with the result. Spanish tennis must be celebrating that in 1994, 4 of the Grand Slam titles have gone to 3 of their players.
On the first Monday of the US Open, the players gathered at Bergdorf Goodman, New York's leading department store, for the WTA Tour Annual Awards Gala, which was held in aid of the Special Olympics. The event gave the players a chance to recognise the achievements of their fellow competitors. Women tennis players spend most of their time sweating or showering, so they relish this opportunity to be glamorous.
What I'm doing today is makeup for the women of the US Open tennis players. Just really light, natural makeup, but also makeup that'll be suitable for a photo shoot. I look at her skin and I ask her what she wants with her makeup. And so far it's been very, very natural. And I try to keep the makeup with who the person is.
This was a first WTA Tour Award for Kimberly Poe, whose work for the Special Olympics was recognised with a Sportsmanship of the Year title.
Not quite that tall. First I wanted to congratulate all the nominees, because when I found out I was nominated, I was really excited. Okay, I have to admit, I was more excited when I won it too. I'd like to thank all the players because they voted for me, and then they gave me the opportunity to go to the Clairol and Family Circle suite and my hair done. Oh, that was really fun.
Mary Pierce's performance in Paris took the tennis world by storm. She'd been voted the most improved player.
And the winner is Mary Pierce.
It's an honor for me to stand here tonight and be part of a parade of champions. You know, Steffi, Chrissy, Martina, Rancho, Billie Jean, and so on. 994 has been a fantastic year for me, especially the French Open. But I realize and accept that to be part of a permanent stage of champions, I must do more and more. I thank my whole family, especially my mom and my brother. Without them, it wouldn't be possible for me to be here tonight.
The legendary partnership of Martina Navratilova and Pam Shriver presented the award for Doubles Team of the Year to Gigi Fernandez and Natalia Zvereva.
First of all, I'd like to say that for me it's a real honor to have this award presented by Martina and Pam, who are undoubtedly the best doubles team in the history of tennis. They have, I think, 21 Grand Slams, and we're not even halfway there, so we'll probably never catch them, and I just want to say it's a real honor to receive this award from you guys.
Whilst four of the top players in doubles history posed for the camera, Chris Evert presented the Player of the Year award.
I'm very honored to present the Player of the Year award, and from past experience, I know that being number one takes a lot of dedication and a lot of hard work and a lot of heart, and I think that this woman certainly possesses all three of those qualities, and if she never picked up a tennis racket again, she would certainly be considered one of the greatest players of all time. She's a consummate professional and a gifted athlete and a very nice person, and her name is Steffi Graf.
Thank you, Chris. There are some very kind words. This is the first time I'm in this store and actually I'm getting something and not even a lot of money. So that feels pretty good. No, I'm really very honored to receive this award this year. I think it's been recognized. I think that's very special for all the players. And I just want to everyone to have a great year, especially a great US Open. I wish you all the luck, and I just hope that the combination of the WTA and Special Olympics just keeps going. Thank you.
Lastly, the newly inaugurated president of the WTA Tour stepped on stage for a final word.
So encouraged to see all the players saying how they want to give something back to the game. You know, Billie Jean, I think, started the ball rolling last year when she felt that the players should get more involved with the association again. I'm just thrilled that they are following a very great example in Billie Jean and Chris Evert, and I'm just very proud to be a part of it. Thank you.
Now more than ever, being a Sky subscriber gives you greater choice. Joining Sky Sports 2 on Channel 47 every weekday morning, drama and romance with Sky Soap. Plus, Sky Travel with the Sky Travel service and exclusive holiday bargains for all Sky subscribers. In addition, VH1, music that means something 24 hours a day, plus TLC, the learning channel from viewing to doing. And to make planning your viewing easier, there's the new Sky TV Guide delivered monthly. Now Sky offers you more choice, more convenience and more entertainment. Sky, no turning back TV.
If you're looking for a used car, let your Rover dealer look for you. He has immediate access to over 5,000 quality used Rovers. Not only will he find precisely the one you want, but he can ensure it's been checked and approved by a specialist Rover inspector before you take delivery. At Rover dealers, we care enough to take all the worry out of acquiring a used car. Well, nearly all.
There was a club in Harrogate where we were definitely not allowed to go to, and it was a brothel upstairs, but downstairs was a brilliant discotheque. There they had fantastic music. There you'd have early Marvin Gaye, Aretha Franklin, Otis Redding, but they all wanted the Small Faces and Rod Stewart and the Beatles, you know, and I think, you can't dance to that stuff.
R-E-S-P-C-T, find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-C-T.
In a perfect world, there'd be no such thing as traffic jams. traffic cones would make...
Martina Navratilova, a tennis legend who's won more singles titles than any other player in the game. Her career began in Srebrenica, on the outskirts of Prague in Czechoslovakia.
I don't remember the exact day or moment when I felt the racket for the first time, but I remember hitting against the wall in my hometown and having to hold it with both hands because my hands were I was 5 years old, and it was an old wooden racket from my grandmother's with a wooden handle, no leather grip, so I had to hold it with both hands, and I just hit racket hands against the wall.
Martina soon became her country's top player, but when her national federation threatened to restrict her travel, the seeds were sown for her defection.
Oh, well, I told my father that I thought I was going to do it, and he said, I think you should, and if you want to be a tennis player, and don't come back, no matter what we tell you, don't come back because they make us tell you to come back, but you can't come back because you'll never get out of the country again. He didn't tell my mother. She didn't know.
It was terrible for us, but it was good for her. But what was the worst is that we couldn't see each other for almost 4 years.
Over the next 4 years, she proved worthy of her father's faith. Her game went from strength to strength, culminating in her first Grand Slam victory. It was Wimbledon, 1978.
What I've been wanting all my life, all my tennis life. And now it happened, and I sort of expected everybody to just go, wow. And it was really no big deal to anybody but me.
That result intensified one of the most intriguing rivalries women's tennis had ever seen.
I think the greatest rivalries are because of the contrast in style. She was a serve volleyer, I was a baseline. She was very emotional and volatile on the court, and I was cool and unemotional on the court.
Martina charged through the 80s, dominating women's tennis. In her personal relationships, she resisted the pressure of the media and stood by her convictions.
I knew I had feelings for women. I wanted to be close to them, but I didn't realize it was sexual until it happened. And then in the morning, I said, oh, I guess I'll be like this for the rest of my life. And oh boy, because I really felt at home. I felt very comfortable with a woman.
Then suddenly she no longer had the spotlight to herself. A new younger player emerged as number one.
That's it. The Queen is dead. Long live the new Queen. Steffi Graf, the new Wimbledon champion.
She called me up one day and she said, help. I said, I will help you on only one condition, that you keep Craig Carden as your coach and that you realize it's not anybody's fault but your own. Okay, I want you to take full responsibility.
And that's exactly what she did.
Martina Navratilova standing on the fringe of history.
1990, at age 33, Martina had won her 9th Wimbledon singles title and surpassed the record of Helen Wills Moody. Martina was the greatest player Wimbledon had ever seen. This is Martina's final year of singles competition. At Wimbledon, she surprised everyone by reaching the final. But on the day, youth overcame experience.
Game, set, a match. Miss Martinez.
I was too happy to cry too much, but I broke down a little bit later. But that's when I realized, oh, this is it. This is it. It's finished.
Martina Navratilova, not just a tennis player, but a person who's faced challenges throughout her life, who has conquered, who has entertained, and who has learned to enjoy survival.
I always wanted to be known as the player that played tennis the way it ought to be played. And always gave everything I had on the court and off the court.
A week before the US Open, the players went to Schenectady in preparation. The sun shone down on the finalists, Larissa Neiland enjoying a good season in singles, and Austria's Judith Wiesner. contrasting styles made this an excellent, hard-fought match. Wiesner happiest on the baseline, Nieland taking any opportunity to come in. Larissa edged ahead 3-2 in the final set. Judith had a point to draw level, but again, Larissa was more aggressive. After trailing 2-3, Judith Wiesner was the more consistent player and edged 4-3 and 5-4 ahead. And when faced with the net-rushing Nieland, she didn't panic. A great victory for Wiesner, looking understandably happy after the first tour win of the year. Afterwards, she spoke about the match.
It was really a very emotional game, and it took a lot out of both of us, mentally and physically. So I was really happy to win, and I'm, mentally prepared and ready to go here at the Open.
Wiesner didn't manage to follow that success in Flushing Meadow, losing in the third round to Mary Pierce. But the 28-year-old has avowed as she approaches the twilight of her career, the Grand Slams are her major focus.
When you get to the latter stages of your career, you want to achieve something bigger, and I'm trying to play every tournament as the same importance, but still the Grand Slams, they are more important. So I'm trying to do something big in the Grand Slams.
For the last 2 years, Judith's been a member of the WTA Tour Board, and she looks to the future and her role in tennis.
I feel there's a lot of responsibility also when you're playing tennis. So much we get, and try and give something back to the game.
Now, former touring pro Betsy Nagelson gives us her tip of the month.
Most of you are accustomed to either practicing or playing with a partner, but if you get a chance to use a ball machine, it can be a very effective tool for improving your game. You can use it for controlled aerobic training by setting the machine at a certain intensity level and by controlling the depth and dispersion of the balls. Identify the shots that can let you down in a match situation. Work on those weaknesses. For example, if you have problems with the difficult backhand down a line, drill on that shot with a specific target in mind. You can become very good at achieving your goal. Get creative with your drills. Try a 3-shot combination to the backhand with a backhand cross-court, a backhand down the line, and a backhand drop shot. Or come up with your own combo. This will help you understand what percentage tennis is all about, playing the safer shot in a given situation, and can also help to identify a weakness. Finally, try to use a video camera during your workout so you can go back and review your progress. Using a ball machine isn't for everyone, but it will help you develop consistency and the proper feel for the ball. It will also help you get familiar with where the lines are and just how big the court really is. Try it.
Now for the rankings. Up one place after a US Open semi-final appearance, Sabatini. That is at 7 after reaching the quarters. No change in the top 5. But Sanchez Vicario's success takes her ever closer to Graf at number 1. Now a word from Pam Shriver.
Definitely before.
With Martina taking over the WTA Tour presidency, Pam's 2 years have reached an end. It's obviously been a life-changing experience.
First try, babe. It's not a win.
Sex siren.
I've never been called a sex siren before.
That's it from the WTA Tour Tennis this month. From me and Mark Curry, goodbye.